Good morning children. How are you children? Today let us continue science second unit adaptation in plants. Adaptation in plants. Plants grow in different shapes, size and forms of all over the world. Some plants can survive in hot deserts, otherwise cold regions. There are some plants that climb on the help of support and other plants creep on the ground. Plants may be found not only land also in water. We find various kinds of plants in different natural surroundings. These plants develop special features of adapt themselves to their surrounding. This process is called adaptation. Adaptations, they can be divided into two parts. How many parts? Two parts. First one, aquatic plants. Second one, terrestrial plants. What is aquatic plants? Aquatic plants means plants that grow in water are called aquatic plants. And terrestrial plants. Plants that grow in land are called terrestrial plants. Adaptation has two types. First one plant name is aquatic plant and terrestrial plants. Aquatic plant means plants that grow in water. Plants grow in water are called aquatic plants. And terrestrial plants means plants that grow in land are called terrestrial plants. The world's tallest trees are the redwoods of California. Some of them are even 100 meters tall. Okay children, practice in your home. Adaptation in plants, types of plants. Types of plants, two types, aquatic plants and terrestrial plants. Children, tell me how many plants are there? Types of plants are there? There are two types of plants there. First one, aquatic plants and terrestrial plants. What are aquatic plants? Plants that grow in water are called aquatic plants. In this class, we are discussing about different types of aquatic plants. We see various types of aquatic plants. They adapt themselves to make food from water. There are four types of plants, aquatic plants are there. First one, free floating plants and underwater plants. Third one, fixed plants. Fourth one, emergent plants. There are four types of aquatic plants are there. First one, free floating plants, underwater plants, fixed plants and emergent plants. Different types of aquatic plants. There are four types of plants are there. First one, free floating plants. Second one, underwater plants. Third one, fixed plants and emergent plants. There are two types of plants. What? First one, aquatic plants. Second one, terrestrial plants. What are aquatic plants? Plants that grow in water are called aquatic plants. What are terrestrial plants? Plants that grow land are called terrestrial plants. Okay? Again, aquatic plants divided into four types of aquatic plants. They are free floating plants, underwater plants fixed plants and emergent plants. We shall now discuss about free-floating plants. What are free-floating plants? See children, this one free-floating plants. For example, these plants are not rooted on the soil. These plants are not rooted on the soil. They are very light. See children, they are very light and float on the water. Some examples of free-floating plants: water lettuce and duckweed. Water lettuce and duckweed. Okay. These plants use sunlight. Okay. These plants use sunlight and carbon dioxide from air to make food. Okay. They protect small water animals from the hot sun. See children, free-floating plants. These plants are not rooted from the soil. These plants are not rooted from the soil. They are very light. See children, they are very light, so float on the water. Some common examples of free-floating plants are duckweed and water lettuce. See children, water lettuce and duckweed. These plants use sunlight and carbon dioxide to make food. Okay, they protect small water animals and from the hot sun. Okay children, for examples of free-floating plants: good, water lettuce and duckweed. In this class we are discussing about underwater plant. Second one, underwater plants. These are the plants that live underwater. These are the plants that live underwater. Their roots fixed to the soil. These are the plants or roots are fixed to the soil, to the bottom of. They are deeply planted and shallow ponds and rivers. Tape grass and pondweed. Tape grass and pondweed are common examples. They narrow leaves. See children, narrow. See children, narrow leaves. There one leaf there, again narrow, again leaf there. Okay children, narrow leaf and no stomata at all. No stomata at all. These plants observe carbon dioxide released by aquatic animals and helps in clean the water. We also put plants in an aquarium also. See children, underwater plants. For examples of underwater plants, for example, pondweed and tape grass. Pondweed and tape grass. These are the plants that live on underwater. Their roots fixed to the soil or bottom shallow rivers and ponds. Tape grass and pondweed. Tape grass and pondweed are the common examples of underwater plants. Their narrow leaves have no stomata at all. These plants absorb CO2 and released by aquatic We also put such plants in an aquarium. Okay children, practice in your home underwater plants and structure also. Okay na? Okay children, types of plants, two types, aquatic plants and terrestrial plants. Again, aquatic plants are divided into four aquatic plants. They are free floating plants, underwater plants, fixed plants and emergent plants. Free floating plants, for example, good, water lettuce and duckweed. Underwater plants, for example, tape grass and pondweed. Okay, in this class we are discussing about fixed plants. Third one, fixed plants. This one, plants are example of fixed plants. These plants have their roots on the fixed bottom of the pond. Okay, these plants have their roots fixed on the bottom of the pond. For example, water lily and lotus are the common examples of fixed plants. Fixed plants, for examples, are water lily and lotus. Third one, their long hollow stem and support the large leaves and flowers on the float or the surface of the water. Their long hollow stems and support the long leaves and flowers and float of the surface of the water. These broad leaves plants provide us a nesting place for some tiny organisms. See children, third one, fixed plants. These plants have their roots fixed in the bottom of the pond. Second one, water lily and lotus are the common examples of fixed plants. Their long hollow stems support the large leaves and flowers that float on the surface of the water. The broad leaves of such plants provide a nesting place for some tiny organism. Okay children, practice in your home fixed plant. Okay children, how discuss about types of plants. Types of plants, how many types? Two types. They are aquatic plants and terrestrial plants. Aquatic plants divided into again four type plants. First one, free floating plants. Second one, underwater plants. Third one, fixed plants. And fourth one, emergent plants. Good. Free floating plants, for example, water lettuce and duckweed. Underwater, for examples, tape grass and pondweed. Fixed plants, for example, lily and lettuce. Okay. Next, emergent plants. In this class, we are discussing about emergent plants. They have the edge of the water body where the soil is soaked in water. Okay, the edges of the water body whereas the soil is soaked in water. They look like a land plants. For examples of emergent plants, cattail and iris. Okay children, this one plant, emergent plants. They line the edges of the water body where the soil is soaked in water. They look like land plants. For examples, catay and iris. Okay children, practice in your home. Page number 104 and 105. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.